Hello, Gundam Gashapon Senshi collectors. We got Gashapon Senshi Next Series number 12. And spoke through the whole set. These usually come in those capsule machines, but I guess someone took them out of the capsules and sold them off. This is a unicorn-centric one, it looks like. I'm not sure why it says Next here. And also, I'm not sure. Oh, I guess the next line is number 13. And yeah, that's an indication of what's coming. I have no idea what that would be. A crossbone, maybe? But here, at number 12, we have a unicorn, version 2. A unicorn in unicorn mode. A Banshee, another Banshee. Oh, this is Banshee Norn. That's what that is. Both of them in unicorn mode. And then this is the Rozen Zulu, I believe. And then this is some weird thing. Night Unicorn Gundam. This might be one of those like sentient robots like in the cartoons. Like the really SD cartoon kind of shows. But I'm just guessing. Did I even see a date? This wave came out in 2013. So I'm going to put one together just in case you've never seen one of these things. But they all basically use the same parts and go together very much in the same way. So first you got the frame. Oh, actually I gotta say I've never seen that hip joint. That's a new one to me. In fact, this is actually a little bit different than the Senshis I'm used to. Oh boy, and usually you're supposed to be able to tear these out. Okay, you just gotta have some strong fingers. Rotate them out, otherwise get some side cutters. Alright. So, I'm going to assume these must be the shoulder joints, but I don't know. I've actually never seen these parts. They're really hard to put together. But, you heard that clicking? That means they're really hard to fall apart as well. So once you get them together, they shouldn't just fall apart like the cross silhouettes do. Alright, so the hip piece, we got this going up in there. The skirt. Oh, I think you probably want to put the legs on first, right? So in this case, the legs are totally trapped by the side skirt here. So interesting. This is new. This leg here, it's got a little blue, dark blue on the feet. The front is going to be the one this side here, I think. Okay, so that's in there pretty well. Interesting. Very interesting hip joint. Okay, so now I am noticing there's no tooth here. There's no ledge to go up into the torso and like remain in the torso. So that might fall out. Only time will tell. Okay, so that's all twisted together. There's a little bit of gray on the bottom of the torso there. And yes, so then these are the shoulders. There's no elbows like the other Senshis I'm used to. So this doesn't actually bend. It's very more. So that's unfortunate. Still better than converge. A converge will only rotate like that, but this one will obviously tilt as well. Oh wait, look at this. The forearm. It's not a rotating joint like that, but at least it twists a little bit. So the shield here has got some molded details, and you can actually see right through that little sight aperture. It looks pretty cool. And it's got like an open splayed hand, but I kind of feel like that should be a different color. Alright, the backpack has some white for the beam saber handles. And let's just pop that on there. And some thruster details. May as well get this other arm on there. Then you'll see the eyes are just painted a metallic green. There's a little black in between. So this is what I was looking for on the hip piece. You know, this little ledge. So this head, theoretically, Actually, maybe it won't. I don't see a ledge inside that hole. So, yeah, I don't know what the deal is there. So, it's definitely different than what I'm used to. Oh, and this is definitely... I'm going to have to dip this in hot water later and straighten it out. And then maybe dip this in hot water as well. And then only one hand is meant to hold this beam saber. Wow, this thing's really small. Less articulation than I'm accustomed to. Let me open up and let's just see. Yeah, same joint structure, same joint structure, same joint structure, same. So I'm gonna come back after I get all the joints put together. So I have to straighten out like at least one part from each of these things. I've also come to notice that some of these things actually have a stand. 3 of them have a stand. Maybe because they had less parts or something. Anyways, let's do this Norn here, this Banshee here. Or maybe it's not the Norn. We'll find out. So the feet have no paint whatsoever. It's just, you know, the grayness of what it is. And let's get up into that skirt. There's this joke if I ever just said one right there. Come on. Seems like the skirt's a little tight. There we go. Alright, so let's go pop up into the torso. Twist it around. Okay, so a little gold here on the top of the torso, but not much else. Yeah, not much color on this one. The iron nail claws or whatever on this side. Okay, so yeah, they do articulate, but I feel like this is weak. I'd rather have the joints of the Senshi Fortes. It does look more seamless, but it's less possibility. Do these open? Now that is unexpected. I was not expecting that. So that's really cool. Very neat. Alright, awesome. Now this thing, does this rotate? Oh, I should have maybe put that in hot water too. That would have been cool if that rotated, but I don't think it does. Alright, well. Pop that on this side here. So we just got like a fist that can hold this beam saber, actually. Like that. And then the head. So the head's got some red eyes, as you can see. Not much else, though. And you got the little horn here. And that one was warped. Looking at this, I think this is the regular Banshee. Then we have the little thruster pack here, and no additional paint though on the beam sabers like the other one. So, alright, well, the highlight of this one is clearly these 2 claws being able to articulate. And this one, because it's kind of lame, I guess, they threw in a stand, and it has a little ball peg at the bottom, so... Although the stand is so small, it would have been better if it was like a circle. So it's going to be hard to actually, you know, get extreme angles unless you're doing it forward, or it's just going to tip over like that, right? Okay, well, anyways, get that out of the way. We may as well do the other Banshee just to see what the differences are. So again, the legs, no extra paint, possibly the exact same mold as the other one. We'll see, we'll compare at the end. And the torso, this one I put the arm already on, and this one has an open arm like that white one we did at the very start. Okay, so the shield has no additional paint either. I'll mold the details, just no extra paint. This backpack here, so there's like this half circle shape here. It's got these 2 little winglets, painted gold, and they can pivot, so that's nice. Okay. And the head has red eyes again, gold chin, and what looks to be an all pretty much identical looking antenna from what I can see, but we'll have to see. And then the same beam saber. Alright, so let's just take a look. Obviously the arms are totally different, but the head looks identical. I think the legs are identical. I think basically the whole middle sections look identical. Only the arms in the backpacks are different. Alright, so, well, it's interesting. You know, there's definitely two different variations, and it's nice that both of them have a stand so they can actually be at the same height, and so you can compare them easily like that. Yeah, these stands, I want to glue them to something larger. What next? Let's do this wacky fantasy one. So this does have some dark, very dark blue for the bottom of the feet. And the skirt here. The skirt has some gold on it, at least on the front. And then the torso has some gold on it, at least on the front. There's a pangle back here. Interesting. I'll pop the head on this time. So the head's got some green metallic eyes, just some black surrounds. And this thing, oh, it literally is supposed to look like a unicorn. See, it's supposed to look like a unicorn. Yeah, that's funny. It's gotta be one of these animated sentient robots. Alright, so this arm here has a splayed out hand and a peg for the shield, which also has some nice gold on it. So that's nice. Decent details on the back side as well. This arm here, we just have a open fist for the weapon, which happens to be this crazy looking like unicorn-esque sword. It has like the ammo packs of a unicorn gun, but it's a sword. And that fits nicely. Some black paint looks good. And it's neat that this has a little cape, which I guess that hole is for. So you can, I don't know why you would pose it that way. I'm not sure why it wouldn't just have two pegs. Right? It's kind of weird. That's strange. I like the cape and all, but why wouldn't it just have two pegs? Because I don't know anyone that would want to pose it like that. Right? It's very strange. Anyways, a little extra gold piece here. I just go down. That's like the mane of the horse, or the mane of the unicorn. Well, this is a lot funkier than I thought it was going to be. I kind of like it. It's so goofy. It's so different from what I'm used to, because it's supposed to be sentient, I think. Alright, that's a interesting highlight. Let's do the Rozen Zulu and save the star of the show for last. So the Rozen Zulu has these funky pink, dark pink, I guess, legs with some purple toes. Nicely molded details. Where's the skirt? I guess it's this. Okay, and oh, those little claw things clear the skirt. Really neat. This is the torso. This was quite warped, and I couldn't really get it straight, even after dipping it in cool water, holding it in position. I will say, putting the torso together on these is a lot easier than the Senshi F's, and because the peg is so long, I don't think it's going to fall apart, so I do like that part of it. And anyways, this chest is nice. It's got some silver paint with that black. For some reason I put these in. Alright, so now we got this already assembled. So you can rotate that forearm a little bit. Can you rotate the claw though? It looks like a separate piece. Yeah, I think it's on a round peg. So you might be able to break that free. 3 little guns, it looks like, or something in there. Neat. Yeah, these pegs are so thin. Oh, wait a sec. There's a peg on this side. I think maybe this belongs on this side. No, that fell out. Alright, so apparently it's got some sort of peg for something. I guess this thing, kind of like a shield. Not much detail on the back, but it's actually not even symmetric. Interesting. That's a tight fit. I'm not sure if this kicks up. It's hard to tell in that photograph. It's so small. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. Interesting. Alright. And then what do we have on the back? Maybe some thrusters? I don't know which side is top and down. There's no actual... This back image is really hard to decipher, being so small. I'm not even sure what I'm looking at here. Like what angle this thing is. I can't make that out. Maybe that's the top of the head. Let's continue on. This looks like the bottom of the head. It's got some yellow piping. Oh, really cool. There's a mono eye that actually articulates. So that's neat that you can articulate that mono eye. Yeah, I think you're going to want to because that central thing is in the way. It was actually really hard to move that thing. So you want to get that eye in place before. No, still not enough. Alright. Might make sense to just do this. Alright, I think that's good enough. It's pretty far over to the side. I actually think maybe I put it in upside down. Like I don't think there's much peg to hold the head anymore. Yeah. So get my dental pick out. Try to wedge it under there. So let's put this in this way with the. Let's go this side. Not sure. That doesn't seem right either. See that giant opening there? So without any instructions, are there instructions? No. I don't know. Let's try a different way. Put this up here. I do think the flat is supposed to be on the top, and like it's supposed to be like that. Let's try this now. Yeah, alright. So I had it right the first time. It just wasn't very easy to do. So learn from your mistakes. Put the black piece into the top part first before you put it into the bottom. Alright, and then the head can articulate a little bit within there as well. Very cool. This thing obviously looks like it belongs to the center, and it's a little curved on one side, so I guess it goes upwards. Totally closes off that helmet. Alright, I think the booster tanks would be logical in the bottom position. So I have a suspicion that's the way it's supposed to look. So this thing is totally decked out with a bunch of stuff going on. It's really also a cool looking mobile suit, you know, totally unlike everything else we've seen. So this could be my favorite. And then, yeah, this even came with a flight stand, which is odd because it came with so much stuff, but I guess that's good. Of course it doesn't work. Alright, last one. Star of the show, the unicorn. So the bottom of the feet, really dark blue. And let's go through the skirt here. And we got some red here. Pretty activated suit, angry mode. Destroy mode it's technically called, but you can call it angry mode. It's red and angry. So a little red up here, unfortunately none on the neck area. This side here. So a little red on that one as well. And now this shield does have a bunch of red, which is nice. It's a shame the Banshee one didn't have any gold. You can't see through that though. You can't see through that shield. And then this side just has a grabby hand. Alright. So the head looks nice, a little red, a little black, metallic green. And then the antenna, this was quite bent, but I boiled it in water. And that looks good now. The backpack has some white beam saber handles already extended out. And then you got your unicorn gun. Not much indication of the magazines though. That fits in nicely. No stand with this one, which is kind of weird. You know, this doesn't have as many parts as this one. But ideally all of them would have a stand. Although, as you see, the stand doesn't work very well. Alright, so pleasantly, they seem to have improved the product. You know, this collection came out in 2013. But here we have a figure from the -07 set that came out in 2016, so 3 years later. Yeah, sorry, you'll need to read that. And they have separate elbow joints. See this gray thing here, right? That's much better, right? As far as articulation goes. The torso does have like a ledge. So it's like locked in place once it gets up in there. It's a real pain to get in there, but it is locked in place. So pretty much the same amount of articulation in the legs. Although these do have like a ball peg system, so you can get a little in and out. So actually, it is a little bit better than this, which is only one circular axis. So they improved their product. So that's good to know. But overall, the size is generally the same. See? As you can see, same height-ish, same proportioning. These stands are so small, they're horrible. Ah, boy, yeah, those are horrible. I'm gonna have to glue those stands to some acrylic discs. Let's let these things go for a spin. It's not centered on my spin machine. And I'm going to throw up a Converge. They've put some decals on. This is number 163 in the Converge lineup. It's the Angry Mode or Destroy Mode Unicorn. That could be a special one. It looks like it's a metallic red. No, I guess it's just Converge number 163. So, Converges being bigger and more expensive, they're better. You know, they have much more details because they're bigger. I mean, look at the gun detail, how much molding detail is compared to that one. And then just the crispness of the mold, I think, seems a little bit better than these guys. The problem with Converge is the antennas are brittle plastic. If you drop that thing's, damaged forever. But these little soft ones, boil it in water. It's not an issue. So that's one thing I really like about these guys. They're much more durable. But really, it's the latter ones are even better because they have more posability than Converge or these guys. And they still have all soft plastic pieces. So, see, that stand is horrible. Well, anyways, it's an interesting set. I like the unicorn. I like this, all of them really. But I really think the Rozen Zulu was a highlight because it's such a funky, unique character. And then oddly, this one that actually looks like a unicorn, I think is quite comical. It's very funny. It's very unique. So, as these things come up for sale at a decent price, which is actually quite rare, I will continue to collect them. So, if you like this stuff, we'll see you the next time around. Thanks for watching.